I'm Perrin Alford, Provost of West Georgia Technical College here in LaGrange, Georgia. Welcome to another edition of Technically Speaking. This morning's show, we'll talk to Wanda Barbie and Kim Whitaker. They are both program instructors in the Radiologic Technology program here in LaGrange. Before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit about the upcoming spring semester. Currently, we are right in the middle of our fall semester, so too late to join us for fall semester, but spring semester is coming. The classes will begin January 7th for spring semester, so there's plenty of time for you to do all the things you need to do to get enrolled at West Georgia Tech, and it's a very simple process. You got to do a couple things. You need to fill out an application. You need to give us a $25 application fee. That's a one-time fee, so if you have attended West Georgia Technical College in the past, you will have already have paid your fee. But if not, there is a one-time $25 application fee. So application fee, then you will need to take our placement exam at the college. And this placement exam is not a pass or fail type test. I know a lot of folks have test anxiety, but don't worry. Our test is strictly a placement exam that will help assess your strengths and weaknesses. If you need a few helper, remedial type courses to prepare you for your program coursework, we will help you with that coursework and get you up to speed so you're able to move forward. So, application, $25 one-time application fee, take a placement test at the college, and then lastly, you'll need to get us copies of your high school transcripts as well as any college transcripts that you might have. And this is very important, especially if you have attended some college before you come to West Georgia Tech. We want to look at that transcript, we want to evaluate that transcript, and then if we can transfer in any of that existing coursework, we certainly want to do that. We don't want to require an English or a math or some course you've already taken at another college. So again, very easy process to get in West Georgia Technical College. You have to fill out an application, $25 one-time fee, take our placement exam at the college, and then get us any copies of college transcripts and certainly your high school transcript as well. All that being said, that leads us to our guest this morning. We'll have two very learned individuals on our show this morning who do a phenomenal job at West Georgia Tech. Miss Wanda Barbie and Kim Whitaker will both be with us this morning. We're going to start with Miss Wanda Barbie. Miss Barbie has been at West Georgia Technical College many years. I've been in LaGrange at the campus now for 20 years, and when I started, Miss Barbie was already doing her thing on the college in the Rad Tech area. So she has been a long-time LaGrange person and it just does a wonderful job and has trained thousands, we'll let her give us maybe the exact number, but thousands of young folks and has taught them the skills and the skill sets necessary to be successful as a radiologic technologist. So here's the first trick question of the morning, Miss Barbie. Some people might not understand what a radiologic technologist is. So tell us what a radiologic technologist does.
Okay, well, you will see radiologic technologists in many areas of the hospital, not just the Department of Radiology. We do general studies. We administer ionizing radiation. We work under the care of or guidance of physicians. A radiologist is usually the physician that you'll see in departments of radiology. You may see us in the emergency room, in surgery when you're having surgery. A lot of the departments in the hospital like radiation therapy, CT, MRI. So you'll see radiologic technologists in any area that we would say you're having an image, radiographic imaging.
Right. So to encapsulate all that, I'm going to say this. The radiologic technologist is the person or individual who is taking your x-ray
yes.
at the hospital. So if one of my children I hope this doesn't happen, gets hurt, breaks an arm or a leg, take them to the emergency room or to a doctor's office. They go in and they have to x-ray that bone or whatever. That is the person that you train to be able to go in there and whatever they have to do and take that x-ray. Okay. So, yeah. Years ago, I bet we call that X-ray tech or something. Everything has these nice marketing terms associated with it. But
and even today, you'll hear radiographer and radiologic technologist. They're the same person. Right. And years ago, it would have probably been an X-ray technician. Right. Okay.
So very, very interesting. And it's phlebotomist is kind of an interesting term in healthcare as well. People don't really, what is a phlebotomist? Well, that's just simply the person who draws blood. So radiologic technologist, X-ray. Tell us a little bit about Miss Barbie. When I start my program, I always like the person to say, if a brand new student were to walk in your classroom, tell me about yourself, Miss Barbie. I'm thinking about entering your program. Tell us about Miss Barbie and how you got into doing what you're doing.
Okay. Now, we'd rather talk about the program than ourselves.
Right, very quickly.
But I have been in radiology for a very long time. I can remember when we actually developed an X-ray film. I went to a hospital-based program like many nurses and X-ray technologists then. Most of the programs were associated with a hospital. And I've been with 2 programs in South Carolina before I came to Georgia. My degrees are with the University of Georgia, my undergraduate and my master's. And I've been teaching probably, 27 years just at West Georgia Technical College.
Wow.
So, but I love the teaching field. One of the most rewarding things is to have someone come in and they are undecided, and we want to help them to make a decision on a career that will not go away next week, but one that they can expand and add knowledge, and it'll be a lifetime career for them. Right.
Now, Miss Barbie has one of the most interesting stories at West Georgia Tech that I have been associated with, and I actually knew this student. Very fascinating story. We know we do phenomenal things at West Georgia Technical College, and we absolutely have changed thousands and thousands of people's lives by giving them the education and the skill sets they need to get great jobs. But there's this one particular young man that came to Miss Barbie years ago that is just a phenomenal story. So quickly, can you touch on that?
Okay. Well, we had a student that he was very happy in radiology, but he kept saying, I really wanted to be a physician. And so each time he would say that, I would say to him, well, you can. You're young and you have the means, and your education, you can work while you're in medical school. And so to make a long story short, he did that, and by steps went to another college, for Medical College of Georgia, for his BS degree, master's degree. He now is a practicing physician, and he does have his doctorate, and I'm not sure which specialty he chose, surgery I believe, but he is a physician, and he's very happy, and I have kept in touch with him over the years.
Right. Now, is that the only person that you know over your 27 years that went from West Georgia Tech and is a physician?
It's the
or do we have more?
It's the only one I know that's physician, but we've had some people that really have been very successful to go on to 4-year universities and do graduate work, and they work with large commercial companies, travel the world. So we've had some success stories that, all are a success story when you have a wonderful career, but we've had several that have pursued graduate degrees and have been very successful in those areas.
Yeah. Radiologic Technology is one of the programs, and we don't have many at West Georgia Tech, but we do have a few that are not open entry programs. And open entry or open admission just simply means that if you want to come to West Georgia Technical College after you complete all your admission stuff, then you are admitted to the program. Radiologic Technology and a lot of the healthcare fields are not like that. There is a application process to get into these programs. So in other words, if 100 people apply, we can't take 100. Is that correct?
Not the same year.
Right.
We encourage them to reapply if they do not get in that first time they apply.
And now why can't we just take all 100?
Well, one thing is you want to make sure that they have jobs when they graduate. Okay. And you want to make sure that we do have other schools in the area, and so we do limit the numbers that we take. The other thing, we are accredited with a very good agency, the JRC ERT, they will look at our programs and tell us clinic sites, experiences, things that are available for the student, and they limit the numbers that we can take so that we're sure that we give them a well-rounded education, that they have experiences that are good, that they could be successful when they graduate. We have at one time took only 12 students. I think at one time took only 8 students, and we have expanded because we have other clinic sites.
Right.
And so at the time, right now we're taking 18 students fall semester each year. And to limit the time so that when they're in the program they're studying radiology, we do our prerequisite courses up front. So the student would take their English and algebra and psychology and speech, and they would get all what we consider general education requirements before they enter. And then we look at the GPA of those courses, how serious they were, and completing the courses. We look at that GPA just of the courses that they'll need in our program. And we give an entrance test. It's called a PSB for health occupations. To me, it's like a mini SAT. It has English, reading comprehension, math. We look at the scores on that, and it's a competitive entry. The top 18 students, you know, come in each fall semester.
Okay, now let's say we had 35, 40, 50 that were trying to get in and they did not get in. What would your recommendation be for those folks?
My recommendation when they're serious about getting in the program, because it's competitive, you don't know the GPA that all the other students have that year, I encourage them to apply again. We do have 2 programs actually at West Georgia Technical College. We have a program in Douglasville, we have a program in LaGrange. And we ask that they apply to one of those programs each year. And certainly we've had students that didn't make it in the first year that were very successful in coming in the next year.
Right. And there are other programs that they could
yes.
Go into as well. So
Yes.
I mean, there's many healthcare programs at West Georgia Technical College. So there's just not Rad Tech, there's just not LPN, nursing. There's a whole host of
Yes.
other things that you can get into, and those really help as you're trying to get into nursing and Rad Tech as well. The more
Yes.
knowledge you learn, the better that you're going to be when you take the next PSB.
PSB is the one that we use. There's several that you could, but that's the one that we're presently using. It's a good general test. Like I said, to me, it's a little bit like SATs. It's just a smaller, not quite as many questions. And
Right.
It's 5 areas. One, of course, with reading comprehension, math, and so forth. And vocational adjustment is one, on critical thinking.
Right.
But the thing that we encourage them to do is not wait that year without taking other educational courses. And there are some certificate programs that might enhance their job opportunities when they graduate. So we have had students that have taken certificate programs while they were waiting to reapply to our program,
Right.
since it just come in, you know, we just come in once a year.
Right.
So it's not uncommon. And we also have some that have gone through radiology and have also gone through a nursing program. So we have some students that choose to do both.
Right. Wow. Well, we're just getting started with the Rad Tech folks here this morning on Technically Speaking. We've been listening to and talking to Miss Wanda Barbie. When we come back from our break, we'll be talking to Miss Kimberly Whitaker, who is also a Radiologic Technologist instructor at the college. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back to continue our talk to our Radiologic Technology instructors.
You've got that ideal career in mind. Well, West Georgia Technical College specializes in preparing you for great careers. Call today and find out how we can help you fit education into your busy lifestyle.
Welcome back to Technically Speaking. I'm Perrin Alford, the provost here at West Georgia Technical College in LaGrange. This morning we're talking about radiologic technology, and that's just the folks who, when you have a broken bone, they take the x-ray of you at the doctor's office or at the hospital. So that's just a big word for the x-ray technician person. Now, they do lots more than just that. I'm going to probably get kicked under the table here.
Yes.
They do lots more than that, but just so you'll kind of have an idea of what a radiologic technologist is. We're back with Kimberly Whitaker. Kim, Tell us real briefly about Kim. How did you get into the business? What have you been doing? That kind of stuff.
I have been out of X-ray school for 19 years. Next year will be my 20th year anniversary.
Wow.
And I am from the Columbus area, and I too went to a hospital-based program in Columbus, Georgia.
Okay, and how long have you been at West Georgia Tech here in LaGrange?
I have been an instructor here at West Georgia Technical College for 11 years.
11 years. Kim does a wonderful job. We have the best rad team, I tell you what, in the whole technical college system. Y'all do a phenomenal job. So
thank you.
We're very fortunate to have you. Quickly, for the folks who are out there watching the show, tell us a little bit about the coursework. How long does it take to be a radiologic technologist?
It takes 5 semesters to be a radiologic technology, and that's just with the program courses. And of course, you have your general study courses that could take 2 to 3 semesters.
And so for the folks out there who don't understand that a semester is roughly 15 to 16 weeks long, what does that mean in years? What's that mean in dog years? Just kidding.
For the program,
right.
It's about 21 months, so it's almost 2 years.
That's what they need to know. It's about 2 years to get in West Georgia Tech, get into the program, get accepted into the program, take all the coursework, complete the coursework, and become a radiologic technologist.
Now, if you add the general study courses, it may take a little longer.
So
but
2.5 years.
Yes, 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5 years. All right. Once they learn all of this great stuff that y'all are teaching, is there some type of state certification or anything that a student has to take and pass?
Yes, we have a national certification examination for radiologic technologists with the American Registry of Radiologic Technologists, and we prepare our students very well. So after they're done with the coursework and upon graduation, they are prepared to take this test, and they will go and do that in the areas that they select. And after that, they will be a registered radiologic technologist, which many facilities require for employment, and we have a very good pass rate.
And that was my next question. Tell us about your fantastic pass rate. We do a great job, don't we?
We do an excellent job, and for as long as I've been here, we've had an excellent pass rate that has exceeded and almost is at 100%.
Right. Now, here's something very interesting that folks might not realize who have never attended West Georgia Tech, but once a student takes the coursework, completes the coursework in Radiologic Technologist, and then passes that state exam, we also go one step further, and we actually work with those students to get them jobs, do we not?
Yes, we do. We have a wonderful career placement service that will assist with resumes, and the fact that we do clinical education, and they're at clinical sites all 5 semesters, the employers can actually see the students' progress, see their skills, and see what they do, and employment is important as far as just being on showcase, kind of like an internship.
Right. And very important, and all the healthcare areas do this. Rad tech and nursing very are heavy into the clinical side of this thing. And why is it important for that student to not only read that book, learn all the information in the book, the terminology and all that kind of stuff, but yet you go beyond that, and so why is the clinical so important? Well, what's that providing the student?
Application, applying what you've learned in the classroom, doing it in a laboratory situation with simulated or mock situations, and then they're very competent when they go out and do the exams on real patients, and that training is very instrumental for when they are employed. They have vast experience. Okay.
Now, when folks come to West Georgia Technical College, they love Mr. Alford and love Miss Barbie and Miss Whitaker, but really they're there to get a job. I mean, at the end of the day, they're there to get skills to get a job. Would you agree?
Yes, and I like to say everybody would love to have a career. Right. And not just a job, but just a career in something such as what Miss Barbie said earlier, something that will last more than a year, but a job that's here to stay. Okay, now and a feel-good job. You feel so good working with people and helping. Oh God, I bet. So are there jobs out there? I mean, we hear about the tough economy, and you know, things are just tough everywhere. If they come to West Georgia Tech, they spend 2.5 years. Are there jobs out there for these students? Of course, we know we have tough economic times right now, and the job market has been a little tight in the last few years. But I'm being optimistic, and every week I have a student calling saying, "Miss Whitaker, Miss Barbie, I have a job."
Right.
And so I think that it's easing up, and I'm looking forward to our future, and I'm looking forward to our economic upswing.
Yeah, and we know from studying all the statistical data that the graying of America is what it's called, and that just simply means that the baby boomers now are all retiring. So there is going to be a huge demand for everything related to healthcare. So they're still getting jobs, we're still helping them get jobs, and there are going to be jobs in abundance as we go into the next 2, 5, 10 years. I mean, it's just, it's happening. Just too many people getting older, but that's okay. If you're blessed with years in life, that's what happens to you. So,
longevity.
Longevity. What about post certificates? I'm hearing through the vine as I'm walking the halls at West Georgia Tech and talking to rad techs and folks. What's going on there? There's a couple things that we're pursuing or that you might already have in place.
Once a student graduates from the Radiologic Technology program, we do offer post-certification programs in which they can go in and do a mammography program, which studies the breast imaging, or they can do computed tomography, which is the CAT scans. Okay. And we will offer, this spring, we will offer a mammography program, which is a semester, and next fall we will offer the CT program, which is 2 semesters.
Okay.
And that's including the classwork and clinical, and it's hybrid, which is web enhanced.
Now, why would a student want to do that? Why, when a student graduates, hey, I'm done with school, I don't want any more, I've had it. Why would that be of interest to the mammography and the CT?
Professional growth and development, adding extra educational
skill sets,
opportunities to your resume.
Now here's a big question: will they get more money?
Yes.
There you go. That's what they want to hear. It always ties back to money.
All about the money.
Right. So I have to ask you, because I see you're wearing a beautiful pink T-shirt and some pink pearl necklace beads or whatever. Tell us about, and I know this just because I'm on campus all the time, and I work with you fine folks in the Rad Tech area. Tell us about some of the community service events that you guys are just heavy into.
Okay, we have an organization with our radiography programs called RADS, and we are very instrumental in community service activities, and our latest was partnering with the clinical sites, clinical facilities in LaGrange with Paint the Town Pink, which promotes breast cancer awareness. Right. And we had a big turnout, and it just felt really good to support the survivors and the families of survivors. Right. And yes, I am wearing my pink today, and just to promote overall health for breast imaging. Right.
Yeah, the Rad Tech team does a phenomenal job. Each year they are heavily involved in that activity, and that's just another one of the many things that we focus on at West Georgia Technical College. It's certainly about the books. It's certainly about getting the educational skill sets that you can go find a job, but there's even more to West Georgia Tech than that. We always focus on many community service projects and making sure that our students are involved, and so that they not only learn all those books and clinical things, but they also realize that there's even a bigger picture than that, that there's a community out there that we need to serve, and you need to be a part of the part of fixing whatever needs to be worked on. So we focus on community service a tremendous amount at West Georgia Tech, and activities that can help bring about good change in our community. Well, our time is almost gone again. It has flown by. We've had Ms. Kimberly Whitaker and Ms. Wanda Barbie on this morning. They are both instructors on the LaGrange campus in the Radiologic Technology program. They do a phenomenal job. If you're one of those folks out there this morning that's underemployed, unemployed, looking to make a change in your life, you've always had a calling that you think the medical field might be something that's just perfect for you, for goodness sake, call us at West Georgia Technical College. Spring quarter begins January 7th. You got plenty of time to do all the things you need to do to join us here on the LaGrange campus. You can always get us at 706-845-4323, and always 24/7 you can get us via the web, www.westgatech.edu. Thanks for watching Technically Speaking this morning. Have a great day.
You've got that ideal career in mind. Well, West Georgia Technical College specializes in preparing you for great careers. Call today and find out how we can help you fit education into your busy lifestyle.